people don't think safety too much, all too often in these things. Like I remember the first time we had a PEO, and this was 100 years ago, and they called me one day and they said, "Well, we need to come by," and I'm like, "Oh, why?" And they're like, "We need to do a safety audit." I'm like, "We're why? We're like we're about as white collar as you can get. Like what? We're not driving around forklifts. Like what the hell? What do you?" Anyhow, they came and they found like 150 infractions.
Hmm.
And they would walk me around after they did the audit. They walk me around and say, "See that plug where you have a daisy chain to a charger, and then you have another daisy chain? Yeah, that's a fire. That's a fire hazard. All your people could burn up in a fire." I'm like,
Once upon a mundane morning, Barb's day got busy without warning. A realtor in need of an open house sign. No, 50 of them, and designed before 9.
My head hurts.
Any mighty tools to help with this plight?
Aha!
Barb made her move. She opened Canva and got in the groove.
Bulk creating Canva sheets. Create 50 signs fit for suburban streets.
Done in a click, all complete.
Sweet!
Now, imagine what your dreams can become when you put imagination to work at canva.com.
Wie wäre es, weniger Zeit mit dem Einkauf zu verbringen und dafür mehr Zeit für deine Lieblingspodcasts zu haben? Mit dem Rewe Abholservice geht das. Bestell deinen Einkauf einfach online und hol ihn bequem und fertig gepackt im Markt ab. Natürlich ohne Mindestbestellwert. So bleibt dir mehr Zeit für die nächste Podcast-Folge oder deine Lieblingstracks. Jetzt ausprobieren auf rewe.de/shop oder in der Rewe-App. Dein Rewe Abholservice. Online bestellen, im Markt abholen.
Welcome to the Practitioner's Corner, another episode of the Practitioner's Corner. Today we've got Amy Mosher, who is the Chief People Officer with isolved.
Mosher,
Amy, welcome.
Mosher.
Did I say it wrong?
Yeah, you're good. No,
Stop! You're making me crazy. Stop this.
I answered it, so you're good. It doesn't mean
Yeah. I answer to a lot of things, but we won't go there.
Yeah. Fair statement.
Welcome.
So also, I've had 3 last names, so I just go with it. Whatever.
Fair statement. At this point,
sounds like a plan.
You're good. As long as they spell Amy correctly, you're good.
Yeah. So welcome, and why don't you take a moment, introduce yourself, let everyone know who you are, and then we're gonna learn all about you and your journey and what you're doing.
Sounds awesome. Well, my name is Amy Mosher, and I am the Chief People Officer. And
she did emphasize the sure.
I'm just saying.
I picked it up. It's all good.
She was super gracious too. She just said, "Ryan, that's great." It's mispronounced.
Yeah, it's so fun. I'm happy to be here. For me, I was really looking forward to this week. I have a lot of other things going on from a business and personal perspective, and I was like, I get to talk to William and Ryan this week. Everything's going to be fun.
Glad we could be the comic relief of your week.
So Chief People Officer, what are you doing with isolved? Because we that we love isolved and have a long relationship with y'all, but I can see the job being kind of twofold, both what you do for the company, but also how you help customers.
Yes.
Because of what you do, it helps a lot of people in your position. It helps people that are also CHROs, Chief People Officers, people that deal with the things that the company act, the problems that y'all solve. So take us into a kind of day in the life, because I'm just curious as to like how random your days are.
It's a little bit random. And every day something completely random happens. I'll tell you what happened to me this morning when I woke up. But for me, the role as the Chief People Officer at an HCM business, and an HR solutions business, is kind of like a dream job, because you're not only doing amazing things from an internal HR perspective and an engagement perspective, you are also helping your customers. You are also entrepreneurial as well, because it's a private business and we're growing it really from nothing. It's a lot of fun. but I get to do a lot of different things. I got to be a part of the marketing team, a part of the sales team. I'm on sales calls all the time.
Right.
Because we utilize our own software. And gosh, if you're going to work with 2,500 people that all know what great HR looks like and they tout it every single day, you better have great HR and great
100%.
best practice.
Yep.
And again, because we're using our own solutions and our own software, we're drinking our own champagne. And we've grown our business so significantly, 100% over the last 2 years from an employee footprint perspective. And we've got 27% annual compound growth as a business year over year, the last few years. Like it's a great case study, I think, for what a culture and engagement enablement can do to grow your business, and the right tools.
Is it shocking to you how many HR tech plays are horrible at HR?
Yes.
No hesitation.
No, this has baffled me for 20 years. This
Yes.
is something that I'm like, you're selling to recruiters, or you're selling to benefits, or you're selling to payroll, you're selling to HR, and you're horrible at HR.
Yeah, and
Like,
you're not a people first business. It's crazy.
no,
Right?
no.
It is really crazy. It's also really crazy to see, and we have the intel from our competitors, but it's really crazy to see how many don't use their own tools, technology, best practice.
True.
They're using, to be honest, competitor tools.
Right. They're using
So
better technology.
Your top competitors are using isolved, is what I'm hearing.
So that would be great. Now that's a success story on top of a success story.
Right now, I can tell you, though, because we did this right and isolved is in the right place, we can pretty much hire anybody that we want from any of our competitors. We're doing a really great job of attracting.
Well, I could see you being on sales calls for a lot of reasons. You got a great personality. You've been in the business. You understand people. But you can also look at the other person on the other side of the desk and say, okay, here's how I use it.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's huge for them because they're not looking for that salesperson to tell them how it theoretically should work.
No.
Like the authenticity that comes from, look, is this thing perfect? Absolutely not.
No.
Absolutely not. None are.
None are.
So I can tell you how.
Here's at 11.
Right. Yeah. But I can tell you how this thing can work. We've used it to grow our business. It can be used. I'm the perfect example of this. And, guess what? Our team doesn't get paid to support me. I'm overhead. Yeah. So if I can do it with the resources that I have, I know you can do it because we're backing you. And here's your amazing team. And they know what they're doing. And they've been with us for a long time because we don't have a lot of turnover. And they're going to treat you like a real person, which is huge to us culturally as well. And it's just it's a very different experience. And that's really, really fun. And then the other piece that I get to do a lot is the networking, because we've got the People Hero network kind of running full force. That's huge for me. I think it's huge for just the HR community as well. And then as a company that's owned by a private equity business that has 45 other companies, we get to talk to all of their HR individuals and share best practice and do a lot of networking there as well. So I feel very fortunate that my bucket is full in all the different areas, but it does make for a really interesting job. And every day I wake up doing something different. Some days it's very strategic. Some days it's very internal HR. This morning I got first call in the morning on my cell phone. One of our employees got hit in the head by the shower head in their hotel room while they were
workplace injury. Great. Fantastic.
That is crazy.
He happened to be the head of a department. I was like, they're just letting me know that they're handling it.
People don't take safety. People don't think safety all too often in these things. Like, I remember the first time we had a PEO, and this is 100 years ago, and they called me one day and they said, "Well, we need to come by," and I'm like, "Oh God, why?" And they're like, "We need to do a safety audit." I'm like, why? We're like, we're about as white collar as you can get. Like, what? We're not driving around forklifts. Like, what the hell? What are you? Anyhow, they came and they found like 150 infractions. And they would walk me around after the bid, after they did the audit. They walk me around and say, "See that plug where you have a daisy chain to a charger, and then you have another daisy chain? Yeah, that's a fire. That's a fire hazard. All your people could burn up in a fire." I'm like,
The chances
great.
of that happening.
Come
I mean,
on, come on. Let's do the odds here. Let's roll the dice.
Now, gentlemen, if it can happen, it's going to happen.
100%.
Yeah. I mean, look, getting hit in the head with a shower head. Yeah,
Fair.
that's impressive.
Although you have to check that one off the list.
Yeah.
Done. You got that
It's
one.
kind of like farmers insurance commercials. We've seen it, right?
Yeah.
We've seen a thing or two.
Yes. Yeah. And
That's HR General.
they walk around after HR people all day.
You caught that in your zipper. And you're just zipping the jacket up. Okay. Well, I guess technically that is a workplace injury. Okay, we'll work on that. Ryan, you want to take us back? You want to go back to our childhood? What do you want to do?
Yeah, I mean, how far back do you want to go? You were born in 1977 on a farm in middle of Chicago. No, I'm just kidding. So, was I right? I was probably right.
Location, actually, to be fair, I was born in Hawaii.
Oh, there we go. Definitely not Chicago.
Right?
Why'd you leave? Why'd you leave?
Right? Go back all the time.
Okay. All right. Okay. That's fair.
All the time.
When people tell me they're born, I dated a girl that's Hawaiian, but when people tell me when they were born in Hawaii, I'm like, dude, you made it. You're there. Why go? Why leave?
Not a whole lot of career development and opportunity industry in Hawaii, but an incredible place to grow up and to visit. It's beautiful there. But actually, I was only there because my dad was stationed in Okinawa.
Yep.
And that was the closest base. He was in the Marines for 30 years. And so I feel that I learned all my people skills from moving around a lot and having to make new friends. And also my conflict resolution skills as well. Like just managing the family. And how I've been the matriarch of our family since I was little.
Wow.
I'm still around. She was with us. Like, it's amazing. But it's a role. I'm the oldest daughter, and one of my dad's one of the oldest kids in a very large Mexican family, and that's what you are. So you manage everything. So
accurate.
I think I got a lot of leadership skills like inherently from my childhood. But for me, I fell into HR. I actually started working retail, and just to make ends meet, and ended up as a team relations coordinator at Mervyn's, California. I don't know if anybody remembers Mervyn's back then. It's now Target, by the way.
Yeah, of course.
So everything got rolled into Target after a merger. And that was a lot of fun. We actually were implementing, this was like the Stone Age, you guys, of HCM. And we were implementing time management for retail, utilizing a homegrown system at that time, and it was my job to do that.
Did you go from punch cards to time clocks?
Yes.
Yeah. Wow.
Well, it was my job to like figure it out, and also then do the scheduling as well. So as a team relations coordinator, which is like
scheduling in retail is what back then was paper based.
It was all paper,
and it was chaos. Like you couldn't write stuff in pen because I grew up in retail as well.
Yes.
And you had to write in pencil, Ryan. Like everything was in pencil because Janet was sick that day. Rob was arrested. Chaos.
Oh, really? And I had a red pencil and a blue pencil, and so I could make edits on the pencil on the sheets. But then we went electronic, and so implemented that. So that was my first kind of venture into technology. And in retail, you just learn to think on your feet. You deal with a lot of turnover. You're hiring a lot of people. You're training a lot of people. Like, it's a real training ground for
conflict
HR.
Resolution with
and
customers.
Absolutely. And you're also running a store. Like, you have the keys to this multi-million-dollar beast, and you're working all the time, until midnight, and then you're back there at 4:30 in the morning. Like,
inventory is on Tuesday. Great. It goes 48 hours of my life.
Yeah.
I remember because I was working back then. I was young. I was working probably 120 hours a week. And then my boss, at the time, came to me and said, "Listen, we can't pay overtime." I said, "Oh, that's cool." He goes, "Yeah, but but we still need some of the work done. I said, I'll just clock in for 40. I said, just remind me when to clock in. I'll clock in for 40. I don't care.
You're giving me HR hives right now.
Yeah. I would literally go over to the time clock in, and remind myself to clock out, and I just go back to work. Like I didn't have anything else going on. I'm like, I don't care. Yeah. So
Yeah.
retail, one of those things, once retail's in your blood, like if you go into a Target today or even a Walmart or something like that,
You can't unsee it.
you can't. I still know the department codes of Walmart.
Yes.
I can take you through the store and tell you the margin on products.
Yes.
Like it's insane.
Yeah. Anytime the merchandise like isn't like small, extra
it drives
small
me
to extra
crazy.
large, like you're like,
I
See,
want to
I constantly
fold it back over. Like,
uh,
what are you doing?
I pull the bigger sizes out of the back, and I'm like, yeah, I don't like it, and it goes right in the front, and I feel bad because usually the person who's doing the work is like 5 feet from me, and I'm like, screw it, and I put it there.
Here's the best thing you can do in that situation. Once you take it out, just hang it over another rack. It's okay. It's okay because they'll come through, they'll grab it, they'll put it over in the dressing room, they'll put it in the right spot. But trying to actually put it back.
Netflix has a new, monstrous story to tell. In 1950s Wisconsin, Ed Gein lived quietly on a decaying farm, hiding a house of horrors so gruesome it would redefine the American nightmare. Driven by isolation, psychosis, and an all-consuming obsession with his mother, he committed crimes that would haunt Hollywood for decades. The third and most harrowing installment of Ryan Murphy and Ian Brennan's anthology series. Watch Monster, the Ed Gein story, October 3rd, only on Netflix.
Don't do that.
Yeah, I kind of see myself if I go and do that today and I just start dropping stuff. William told me it's okay. I don't think that's going to work. I don't think that's going to work.
Oh, no. Amy, you know I'm right.
But you know what? I know how it goes, so I'm putting it back where it goes. And if I see anybody set something like randomly in a non-clothing area, like it's somewhere, and like hide it, I'm like, no, that makes it harder to find. Like you're causing someone so much work.
Just roll that basket up to the front end and leave it. You're okay. They'll just put it back in the right spot. Good.
I did. I'm not gonna lie. I'll admit it right now. I left strawberries in the container aisle this morning. That was completely by accident, though, because I got home. It's my wife's birthday. It's my wife's birthday, and I took the kids over, get some food to make breakfast. Got home, like, where are the strawberries? I'm like, I left it on the shelf.
Tupperware.
I left it by the
great.
But I didn't do that on purpose. But I never worked retail, but I did work in, I guess, supermarket. Is that retail?
It's grocery.
That's retail.
Yeah,
and I used to face the aisles. And so I still have that issue when I walk down the aisle.
Empower. Tim collects bobbleheads. A lot of bobbleheads. Baseball bobbleheads. Race car bobbleheads. Little chihuahua bobbleheads. He's got an entire room strictly for bobbleheads. Does he need them? No. Is his wife mad about it? A little. But Tim works with Empower, and he got good at money, so he can be a little bad. Ooh, horse bobblehead. Classy, Tim. Empower. Invest well, live a little. Start today at empower.com.
And I see gaps, or I face them up. I put them up, and I can't help but look at them and count like, okay, it's 5 deep, it's 4 high, it's 20 there, and I count inventory in my head. It's just the stupid things that never leaves your mind.
I had to build in caps. I had to do all that stuff. So, like, again, at a young age, when I see carts in a parking lot, it drives me crazy. Like, I can find myself just going into an anxiety attack. Like, who is running this thing? And there's carts out here. Twitching. So, did you do HR at Mervyn?
I did end up doing HR at Mervyn's. That's how I grew up in a couple of years. Yeah, it's a crazy job. And then I needed a little more flexibility away from the retail, and I was really burnt out.
Yeah.
So I went into a florist business, which is not what I would recommend you go to when you're looking to not be burnt out.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. There's crazy times. crazy times and flowers. And I worked for the largest single location florist in the Bay Area. And we serviced the whole Bay Area, and it was family owned business. And I had a ton of responsibility there. I was basically running the business. And I just can remember even the smells and just being knee deep in rose petals on Mother's Day. And and trying to figure out a 40, this is before you had Google Maps. So trying to figure out a 40 drop in downtown San Francisco, like just, it's craziness, total craziness. But a lot of fun.
What was hiring like? Did you hire?
It was seasonal. So we would usually go to like the local community college and say, look, you'll be really busy for this amount of time, and then you'll have a super flexible schedule. So we did a lot of phone sales there. It was a lot of fun. That's where I got a lot of my entrepreneurial experience, though, working really closely with the family, because they were involved in the business, but not running the business. So I had a lot of responsibility as far as running the day-to-day, and then reported into the rest of the family. So it was very much like you own the business, right? Like you're responsible for the top line, bottom line, making sure things happen. A lot more like just risk in a retail business like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You've got a lot of drivers. It's very busy. You've got a lot of sharp things around. So I learned a lot about that. And then moved into recruiting because I, was going to have my first baby, and thought I'd need to not be working every holiday weekend. So
fair.
I started with a temp agency and just started as a recruiter for a biotech company. And it just so happens that biotech company was in a huge growth mode. And I was so flexible because of my retail experience and just jumping in and doing whatever needed to be done. And I was part of the journey to take that business public. So that was pretty fun.
Fantastic.
And in the end, I was an HR business partner. So I took my education and put it to good use there. And so I really grew up there and had a very strong female CPO, female minority CPO. And she was amazing. But she was also not amazing at a lot of things. So it was really great. I really learned how to learn from things that maybe you don't agree with.
100%.
As well as some incredible best practice. Like she was an amazing leader as well. So,
well, those are some of the best experiences where you learn what not to do.
Absolutely.
And that's everybody, by the way. That's everybody.
Right.
So up until this point, I mean, you're busy, you're moving, you're doing a bunch of things.
Yeah.
Was this all intentional, or was it by happenstance? Like you're here, you ended up there.
Yeah, I think it's back then, especially super rare for somebody to be like, I want to be in HR. I think
still is. Yeah.
Well, they actually, I mean, there's focus degrees on HR now, which blows my mind. I know. Yeah. Yeah, I'm same. Yeah.
But I feel like back then, if you were, there was a couple of skill sets I think you had to have. I think you had to be willing to just pick up the dirt. Like, wherever it was, clean the corners, and you weren't afraid to have hard conversations.
Right.
But you were also one of those people who would just figure it out, because there wasn't a guidebook. There wasn't necessarily a best practice. Like you just were, and before the internet, you guys, you just figured it out and you made decisions based on your gut, and your gut was good, right? Like I think that's like the barometer back then for HR people.
So I don't think the internet's actually made us better.
No.
In this regard, because people then lean on it too heavy and go, well, I found it on the internet, let's try that. It's like, first of all, that is just some person that wrote some article that has no experience in what you're doing.
Well, you can be
but do you check, do you reference check everything? Like if I look up a recipe, I don't care. It looks good. The photos look good. I'm game. Like that's how I judge my searching nowadays.
I just spin my revolver.
That chicken looks good. I like the sauce, and I make it. But I kind of feel like that's how people do things.
A lot of people do. And I do run into a lot of interesting policy documentation, right? Because when we're working on something new, we'd be like, is that really? Are we Where'd we get that from?
Especially in handbooks, employee handbooks. I would love to do a study around employee handbooks and find all the crazy stuff
Yes.
that's added to a handbook because somebody found it on the internet.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Or they just use the whole handbook they found.
Just
Kind of feel like that's a
search to replace the
project.
name. Just search to replace the name and just change the corporate name. I was like, hey, we have an employee handbook. Great. Sounds
That
good.
would be a fun project. Let's just go grab like 4 dozen handbooks and throw them in the chat GPT or some type of.
And it's the crazy things. It's like on page 29, it says that you can't bring pens to work or some, like, it's like, what?
Yeah, you can't wear white socks. Like it's because no, it was like that's for real. Like
So
it,
legit.
Actually, Enterprise Rent-A-Car had that. You cannot wear white socks. You had to have black or blue.
which is the craziest thing ever.
I ran into a company that I actually interned, did an employee satisfaction survey for, where the landlord of the building wouldn't allow potted plants. I can't make this. I cannot. I could possibly make this up. I'm not making this up. The landlord of the building.
Potted
So
plant.
I did one-on-one interviews. I did a survey. I did focus groups. I went around about 160 employees as an ad agency, Lincoln Stash Hour. And when I presented the data at the end, they thought it was all the C-suite. So I'm standing in front of them, and they're like, "All right, Will, you've spending the whole summer doing this bit. What's the they're thinking money.
Yeah.
They're thinking, all right, everybody just wants, what they just want more money, right? And I'm like, actually, no. The number one thing that universally that every one of your employees wants is they want potted plants. They want to be able to bring in their ficus tree or their cactus or whatever. CO looks at me and like literally he's like, I don't believe you. I'm like, okay, cool. Because I was really arrogant. I mean, I was in business school, so part of this was rubbing off on me. But anyhow, I looked at him. I said, "I think that's great that you don't believe me because I've got a stack of data that I can show you and then prove to you, person by person. So I'm game." And so I'm literally looking at him like I'm standing up. I'm like, "Hey, dude, I got the data. You can say you don't believe me. I don't care. Here's the data, and I'm already paid. I don't really care." So I laid it out with him, and he goes, "So you're telling me, William,
They want
you're
a
telling
ficus
me
on their desk?
that if I get potted plants in here, that everyone's happy?" I said, "That's the first thing. Second thing is vision insurance or some random in benefit deal. And third would be recognition. And recognition could be in the form of public praise or compensation. But really, if you just fix potted plants, you got a year.
Yeah.
People are just going to be flying high."
Yeah.
He calls a team meeting the next day, the entire organization. He's already talked to the landlord and said, "We're moving if you don't allow us to have potted plants. I'm canceling the lease. I own a law firm. We're canceling the lease. We're moving if I can't have potted plants." Landlord's like, "Oh, hell, it's not a big deal. Yeah, have potted plants." So he has this company that shows up that brings plants to the business, and they come by every week and water them.
You know what what I love about that story is that they listen to you and they
Next day.
You know what? I bet their retention improved over that.
And I was still there for like a couple of months, and everyone was just coming by. "William, thank you so much." I'm like,
you improved the employee experience with plants.
What? All I did was listen. All I did was ask him, like, "All right, what would you change?"
Well, that's the secret sauce right there. You asked them what they wanted. Go figure. Oh, novel.
He fought me for 20 minutes. It was the funniest, because all the other executives were like looking at me like, "Who in the hell is this kid?" And I'm just like, hey, listen, this is I did this. I did it methodically. I talked to every single person. I did focus groups. I did panels. There's not a stone that I did not touch. I asked everyone, "King for a day, what would you change?" And then they're just staring at me, and he goes, "Okay." And then the next day, it was so great because the next day he had already worked it out with the landlord. I don't know how the hell he did it. I probably should have figured that out, but he did it with the landlord, and he did it with the Potted Plants Club. It was a plants delivery service, and so it was like plants as a service, so pass. And so they would come by, and this could be your florist experience. They would just come by in a big van,
Yeah.
and they would come by each person's workstation and go, "Hey, what kind of plants do you want?"
Yeah.
And people are like, I'd really like a cactus." "Okay, cool." Like they had a flip book, showing them different plants. And every time they'd come by to water, they'd say, do you want a different plant? Do you like the plants that you have? Do you want another plant?
Yes.
It's like a damn forest in this place.
I need some plants in here. I'm
You
kind of
tell
bare.
me. And for it was great because everyone was riding this high. Because it's like, finally, the executives listened to us.
And it was something simple, and it didn't take, it didn't impact their EBITDA, right? Like,
no, that was a rounding error. That was a bar tab.
yeah.
I think he was more upset that he paid you to tell him to buy plants than he was for anything else.
100%.
Let's be real.
You nailed that. You nailed that. He's like, we paid this kid $25,000 to tell us we need plants? Plants? Like,
You know what? It's all about results. It's not about it's about results.
That's it.
This is a great HR lesson of just listen to your people. They'll tell you. Ask your people and listen to your people.
So true.
Generally speaking, they'll tell you where their pains are.
They'll tell you whether you want to listen or not. I think in a lot of situations, like just open up your ears a little bit and take your own ego out of it, and usually figure it out.
Me and a former business partner, we would do this bit about every 6 months, maybe a year, is usually after some alcohol, is we do this bit where we would say, what am I doing that's pissing you off? It's okay. Like we're in a safe zone. We're in a safe zone, safe space, usually at a bar. So go ahead after a couple of shots of tequila. It's like, all right, it's okay. Just tell me. And every single time I did that, and every single time that was done with me, there was always some little tiny thing that's like, hey, like I had a business partner at one point named Brian, and I would always shorten his name to Brian for no reason.
And that would
no reason whatsoever. Like I just did it. It was a bit. And at one point I asked him that question. He said, "Would you just call me Brian?" I'm like, What's wrong with Brian? He's like, "Yeah, I just hate that." I'm like,
"You could have told me that 2 years ago."
What? It's 2 other letters. It's not that big a deal. Why didn't you tell me? But I think that's another thing of like actually listening to people, caring enough to then take that feedback, being vulnerable.
Yes. But then doing something about it, I think that's the key. I talk to my teams all the time about if you're going to ask them the question, be prepared to do something about it. 100%. Otherwise, just take that question right off there. There's no, if you're asking it just to ask,
no. So don't ask. Don't ask. No, that's the decision tree.
You can
if you're asking that
questions, then it's fine.
Don't. Just because you're wasting their time and your time, and nobody wants their time wasted.
You're actually damaging the integrity of
100%.
What you're asked, or your survey, or whatever it is. Like,
so where'd you go after this biotech success story?
So I went to another biotech that was restructuring their business on a referral from the CFO, so I could be closer to home because I had been commuting in the Bay Area back then. Was crazy.
Oh yeah.
And
when you say commuting, like Ryan, Guy Kawasaki once told me that he lost almost $2 billion. No, he lost $2 billion because he didn't take the CEO job at Yahoo because it was 15 miles. But 15 miles in the Bay Area could be 2 hours.
Right? Yeah, absolutely. It really could, and certainly back then even worse. 100%. And it was crazy, and I was also pregnant again. And I was about to have another baby, and I was super, super pregnant. And I was also taking my toddler with me to work in the commute. And it could be an hour, it could be 2 hours. Like you didn't know. There's times when I had to pee so hard in that commute. Not even tell you. Like I seriously consider with my giant belly and my kid in the car jumping out on the side of the freeway.
It's legit. That's legit.
And
Whereabouts
nobody
did
would
y'all live
question
back
it.
then?
No, and they probably would have thought the same thing, right? Like we were all in this together. When you're sitting in traffic with the same people on the right and the left for 2 hours, we're in it together, people.
There's just an encampment over here. Somebody's put up a tent. Somebody's got a keg of beer. All right, well.
Have you guys seen? This is way off. Well, not off topic because we're talking about having to go to the bathroom. I'll have to find the link. It's an Instagram short or video, whatever.
You're not talking about that little thing that they now have for women.
No. Well, no, not that.
I can't.
However, it works the same way. A guy, he reinforced his car. He cut a hole in the bottom of his car, right? And he put like suction, like rings around it, and like rigged it up with a tube so he can go to the bathroom while driving. And it just goes out the bottom of the car. It goes all the way down through the tailpipe. It goes all the way down, runs out, and goes through the tailpipe. It's amazing.
Stop. It's okay. No,
it's amazing. I'm gonna find the link and send it.
That's why they make Gatorade bottles. You're good.
Yeah.
So true.
Or shoulders and trees and Yeah.
I'm all boys, and I taught them that early.
Oh, 100%. No, you bring the Gatorade bottle. No, we ain't stopping. We ain't stopping. Now, I made a mistake, and because I have boys as well, and traveling across the country, this would happen. We would call them piss grenades. So then,
oh God.
So
I'm not
after
sure I
the
want to
kiss,
hear this story.
no, after the kiss would be done, they'd be like, "Dad, can we throw it out the window?" Like, yeah, you got it.
Oh my, that's horrible. That's terrible.
Piss grenade. So they would actually just kind of save up for the trip so that they could create piss grenades. I'm like, I kind of started something I probably should have.
Counterintuitive. Like, yeah, like
maybe we should just stop.
Be deployed in an emergency, okay?
My wife has always hated this bit. To her credit, she's like, "Why did you start this bit?" I'm like, "The kids have to have fun somehow. Open up the window, throw out the Gatorade bottle. Yeah. Hey, here's my deal on littering. We're creating employment for somebody. Somebody's got to pick that up.
Oh boy, here we go.
It's usually someone that's been incarcerated, but somebody's got to pick that up. There's an adopt a highway.
No, it's horrible.
There's going to be a big X over this video.
Is your HR head? Is it going? Don't take this advice. Terrible.
Well, it creates volunteer and service days, right? That's what it does.
100%.
Yeah. So we're 40 minutes in. We still haven't gotten past her recruiting days. And she's got like 87 VP of HRs before she gets to isolved as CPO.
It's
a part 1 and a part 2, Ryan. This is a part 1 show.
Some companies I, helped them out a little bit. I work for the largest privately owned employer in China.
Oh, that's interesting.
Right.
Tell us more.
That's
But
random.
I wasn't in China. I was managing their U.S. business.
Wow.
So they were spying on us through you.
Yeah, 100%.
Look.
Yeah, you were a conduit. This is TikTok.
And the team I was managing was selling the hardware for every single thing you probably have on your desk right now, which is manufactured in Shenzhen.
I thought you were going to say balloons, weather balloons.
Very on with the balloons. Very good.
Company, tens of billions of dollars in revenue.
Oh yeah.
And they had their head of global HR was the executive assistant to the president.
No, that's cool. I don't hate that. I don't hate that in the sense of there's a relationship, there's a conduit.
He definitely had one. But HR in China is not HR in the U.S.
No.
And it was a really interesting process. I got along with her quite well, but it was a very interesting process to be employed by a company of that scale doing what you're doing. And they thought from an HR, but also a personality perspective that I was straight crazy. Like it was not a good culture fit match. Right. I was great with the salespeople in the U.S. That's why it was successful for the time that it was, but just from a cultural, I'm just too outgoing, too transparent.
And also their HR is probably 25 years behind our HR.
I'm going to say 100 years, but yes.
Okay. Yeah.
I
All right.
we just define it differently. How about that? I don't think it's behind or ahead. I think it's just defined differently.
Fair. That's more respectful.
That probably is better said, but it's that was a really great thing to do. And then I went to work for a public SaaS software business because I really loved the CEO who had been the CEO at PeopleSoft before the Oracle purchase of PeopleSoft.
Right.
And he had worked with another executive at PeopleSoft at the time, Dave Duffield, who, as you know, is the CEO and president at Workday.
Right, of course.
And they were BFFs. And so I went to work for Mike's SaaS software business, and it ended up as client number one at Workday. Which
wow.
Is cool. That's really fun.
That's like 2007.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. But that was when we could just call it payroll. There's no such thing as HR.
Right. There's nothing else.
That was a lot of fun deploying a brand new baby product. Because that was a fully organic build.
Oh yeah.
And the collaboration was really outstanding. So that's where I cut my teeth on payroll and HCM, and also just business. Then, unfortunately,
so what was the name of the company? What was the name of the
Kana Software? And then Kana was the name of the founder's dog, by the way. There's no other.
Sam Walton's Walmart's dog food is called Old Roy,
right?
Because it was his dog.
It totally makes sense.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
Of course.
So unfortunately, Mike passed away.
Yeah.
And that's where I met Mark Duffel, who is our CEO, of course, at isolved, and we were purchased then by a private equity business and taken private, which is also a really unique HR experience.
Yep.
And then restructured that business to grow. And Mark Duffel, James Nord, and I started our relationship then, and we've been.
Mark and Dave are related, or no?
No, Mark. No. Dave, it's Duffield, and Mark's last name is Duffel, but very close.
Yeah.
They both got Duff.
I knew there was another Duffield. I think he's with Workday, probably.
Yes.
Yeah.
So then it was just off to the races, right? You work for private equity, you get to grow companies for a living. It
was a different name at the time, wasn't it?
What, Kana?
No.
KKR?
Yeah.
No, they started out as a joint venture between Excel and KKR.
And then, but isolved, did isolved ever have a different name?
Infinite Source, yeah.
That's what I thought.
So, Infinite Source was the original name, and we were a Cobra company in benefit services, and then bought a bit of technology and have built.
And then rebranded the whole thing.
And we rebranded everything about 4 years ago and brought everything under the isolved name. But we acquired 11 companies before then.
So genius. Well, I love the work. I love the Workday story in particular because the lore is that they had the idea at PeopleSoft about doing SaaS, but they couldn't figure out how to get both working, which Oracle and SAP also struggled with.
Yes, and at the time, they were like, "Oh, that thing."
Yeah, that's right. Well, and everyone was tracking Benioff at Salesforce because he was, but even early on, it wasn't SaaS; it was CDs and it was ASP. It was done through the internet, but it wasn't true SaaS. He was the first one to make true SaaS, or one of the first, I should say, the first. But I love the fact that it was like that takeover. The sale to Oracle was not a pleasant experience for all the PeopleSoft people.
No, it was not. And it was really interesting to be peripheral to all of those stories during that time.
Right.
And just be able to talk to the people who are involved. Like Mike and Dave had such incredible stories about
They all knew each other.
The way you operate as a business as well, right? And you try to walk into those pitfalls and try to.
They all knew each other. And back in 2007, they had a non-compete that they had to stick to, but they were still Anil and Dave. They were still kind of thinking and I say plotting and planning. That's not really, not in a negative way. They were just going to figure out their next steps.
Mm-hmm.
And when they first came to market, they weren't going to compete with SAP and Oracle.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't the initial business model.
That's right.
They were going mid-market. They were going to go below them and basically say, there's this whole model, there's this whole market that's untapped. There's
That's
paycheck.
too complicated for you, small
That's
company.
right.
Come do
That's
this
right.
box. Yeah.
And all of a sudden their customers are like, no, but we want you, the former customers.
Mm-hmm.
No, but we want you up here. It's like, yeah, but we want to solve this problem. They fought that for like 2 years.
Yeah.
For like 2009.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it said, all right, customers, they want us to do this.
Yeah.
And then they started competing and really crushing Oracle and SAP at the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. You were there for all that.
It was really fun. It was a fun time to be in the Bay Area. It was a fun time to be in this industry. It's pretty interesting as well. Go ahead.
I only have one question, but Ryan, I know you have something too. You want to ask yours first?
Go for it.
What advice would you give, I'm going to say the 21-year-old Amy?
Today?
Completely random. It's a completely random number. You could use any number you want, but advice from you now. If you're going to have this career in HR, fantastic. Here's the things you should do.
Okay, so somebody wants to be in HR.
You
today.
want to be in HR. Yes.
Right. And they're 21 years old. They were born in the 2000s. First of all, I have two sons that fall into this category.
Good.
Conversation.
Fantastic.
And they want to be in HR.
Yeah. I tend to start with asking questions instead of giving them advice because I feel like they can come to their own conclusion. This is very HR to me, but if they ask them a few questions about why, like any industry is hard, but this is a people industry where it's never going to be a straightforward answer. You're never going to be able to give the ABCs and 1, 2, 3s of this. I can't tell you how to be successful because I don't even know. You're the only thing that's constant is change, and you're helping the only demographic that impacts your business randomly on the daily, right? Like everyone is their own selves and they bring their own brand of crazy to work, right? And you are navigating that and helping the business to navigate that. So, why do you want to do this?
At one point, you'll have an employee,
right?
No glory.
At one point, you'll have an employee or an executive talk to you about piss grenades, and you'll have to then navigate.
Oh, man.
You have to navigate that and bring that back in order, bring that back within the guardrails of the handbook. So,
So I think I tend to ask more questions in that scenario, especially when I get like a focus group together or something of young professionals and just talk a little bit about what's their why. Because once you realize what your why is, you can formulate almost any career around it.
Right.
If you find that that's interesting. So if people's are really interesting to you, if the industry that you're in is really interesting you and you feel interesting to you and you feel like you can impact that through people, that's probably where you go with something like this. Instead of like, you're really great at talking to people, great, you'd make a great HR person, or you're really good at conflict resolution, great, you'd be a great HR person.
You're a people person. Yeah.
Get into HR. Yeah.
I think that I've been more successful because of my aptitude toward business savvy than my aptitude toward being able to communicate with people.
And I think that's true to most people that we've spoken with. They've taken kind of a crazy path. They didn't graduate and get into something and go into recruiting. They were investment bankers or they were, engineers or something. And they've learned the business end of something, which then drove them into HR, which is interesting. All right. So for my last question, I want to make you think a bit on this one. So I'm going to go the opposite way of William. So William wants to know what your older self would tell your younger self. What does 10-year-old Amy tell the Amy of today to remember as she's going through her career?
100% have confidence. You're doing the right thing. It doesn't matter what you're doing. It's the right thing for you in that very moment. Like I had a lot of anxiety about making the wrong decisions.
Right.
And it's paralyzing. Right. And I feel like if you're just fearless, you'll get further faster.
Oof.
And keep that 10-year-old dream alive.
Absolutely.
I love that. I love that.
Today, I feel like I could do anything. Bring it.
Right.
Bring
Right.
it. Whatever it is, I will handle it. It doesn't faze me at all. Bring the crazy,
Right.
bring the weird. And work from a work perspective, personal, whatever. It does not matter. And I feel like if I would have known that then, that I'm so capable, that I would have moved further faster and taken on more. And not that would have changed. Like, I love where I am today.
Yeah.
So I'm cool with it, but
great advice. And this is also great advice to emulate for the rest of the folks that look up to you, but also your kids and cousins and things like that. It's like, no, listen, just have confidence and go.
Yeah.
You figure it out along the way.
Yeah, I try. My sons are not as motivated as I was at that age.
I think you described all of our children. Huh. Interesting.
Made it too easy for them. It's 100% my fault.
Oh no. My wife and I talked about this last night.
Mm-hmm.
Literally. It's like, why? Why did we do that? We're going to spend the rest of our lives with all these regrets.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm fully enabling this to happen. And you know what? Right now, I'm okay with it. We'll see.
But here's the cool thing, and here's how I've reconciled this. They're going to be the bounce back, and then their kids are going to have to do everything because my parents gave me everything. You're going to have to learn how to. You're going to mow the grass. You're going to clean the pool. You're going to do that.
My parents screwed me up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what we've created is then going to create something. It's going to bounce back. So
create a better generation,
and we'll be dead. So it'll be okay.
Right. Yeah. I hope I get some grandkids to take care of me. That's all I can Let's bounce back with that generation. I need somebody that's going to take care of me because it's not going to be my kids. I can guarantee it.
I'm already looking at homes at this point. I'm just like, you know what?
We are the generation that does just figure it out and goes handles it, right?
Yeah.
So,
long-term care. Go ahead and get you a home. Go ahead and get things set up to where you're just going to transition. It's like, it's a new address. We're good. There's people that like me.
Good.
I can play shuffleboard.
It's
okay.
Pieces as well, so there's hope.
Oh, there is hope there. Good call. You nailed it there.
College right now. So it's something for me.
Ryan's got 3 girls. He has a half a chance.
Oh, man.
He has half a chance.
No.
My boys, once they leave this, they're gone.
No, I think they'll love me again when they need help and they realize that the world isn't so nice to them.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm like you, Amy. I've enabled this whole thing, my wife and I, and we were talking about it because I'm like, is it disrespectful what they're doing, or did we allow for this?
No, it's all of us. It's
like
us. We did the whole
allowed thing. For this, like
it's true. We have allowed it to happen, and my parents would have never allowed this to happen.
At all. No.
It's good or bad or indifferent. It just is different.
But you know what? Their kids, our grandkids, are going to be fantastic because they're going to have to learn to do all kinds of stuff. It's going to be great.
I'm going to raise my grandkids at this point.
We're building a better generation.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
So I love how we're justifying this. Like, okay.
It might be 2 generations away, but it's coming. It's coming.
This is what we've done. We've done all the wrong things, and our kids are going to be completely horrible. All right, but good news is they're going to have kids, not offspring. Yeah. Those kids are going to have to learn everything.
Hopefully.
So there you go. Amy, thank you so much. We know you got to get on to your next thing. You got like a job and you got to deal with people that get safety injuries in showers and stuff like that. So.
That's a pretty.
Well, that's in the handbook.
Gentlemen. Text me any morning. I'll give you the new daily update.
Nice. I kind of feel like this is a LinkedIn series, just every day. Updates from Amy.
Here's the thing.
Nice.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you.
Thank you.